Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Table Talk. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how to play Sushi Go, a 2 to 5 player game, ages 8 and up, and approximately 15 minutes. Alright, to set up the game Sushi Go, all you need to do is shuffle this deck of cards that comes with the game. And then you're going to deal cards based on the amount of players. What's going to happen is after those hands get dealt out, is everyone will be playing simultaneously for this game. And what's going to happen is you're going to look at your hand, you're going to decide what card you would like to keep. So let's say I would like this card. You're going to put it face down in front of you. Once both players have selected the card that they want, then all players will reveal what they kept. Put that aside in front of them, pass the hand of cards. If it was on the first or third round, you will pass it clockwise. If you play on the second round, it will be counterclockwise, essentially alternating the direction between rounds. And this game will last 3 rounds of continuously looking at hands, taking something, and keeping it secret, and then revealing at the same time, in which case you'll keep going until the hand is empty. Once the hand is empty, you will score the round. You might want some pen and paper for this one to keep track of score. After scoring, collect all the cards except for the desserts, reshuffle, and redeal for the following round. Now that I've explained how the game works, let's go over all of the cards. The first card we'll talk about are the maki. The way these work is there have different amounts of sushi on the top, which indicate how many they are worth for the scoring, because the maki score with the person who has the most at the end of the round will get 6 points, and the person who has the second most will get 3. So let's say the game ends where I have 5 and my opponent has 1. I have most, I would get 6 points. My opponent would get 3. Or if I had all of them, I would just get the 6 points. The next card we will talk about is nigiri. These are the basic cards, and they are basically worth their straight value. The egg nigiri being 1, the salmon nigiri being 2, and the squid nigiri being worth 3 points. Now, we'll talk about the wasabi card, which can modify the value of your next nigiri. In other words, if you take a nigiri, reveal it, and then take a wasabi, the wasabi will not affect that one. It will be the next one you take out of a hand. And what it does, it allows you to multiply its value times 3, but they have to be paired up. So, as I mentioned, if I took the wasabi, and then the next card I take happens to be squid, I can then multiply it at the end of the round. The next card I will talk about is the tempura cards. They score 5 points for each pair that you have. For example, if you had 3, then the pair will score 5, and the single one will be worth 0 points because it does not have a pair. And that is how tempura scores. Next, I'll talk about the sashimi, which works the same way as the tempura, except it needs 3 of a kind and is worth 10 points. A little bit harder, but a little bit more valuable. Next, I'll go over the dumplings, which are set collecting, in which case, for each one you collect, by the end of the round, you'll get more points. So if you only have 1, it'll only be worth 1 point. As you can see here, they have it at the bottom of the card. 2 being 3, if you manage to get 3, 6, 4 for 10 points, and if you manage to get 5, you can get a total of 15 points off of the dumplings. The next card I will explain is the chopsticks. Now they're a little special because they're worth 0 points at the end of the round. However, if I take my hand and I take the chopsticks out, and then the next hand I get that gets passed to me, I can then say I'm using chopsticks, put it back in the hand, but then take 2 cards out of the new hand that I just received. And you could do this essentially at any point on a future hand during that round. So it's a good way to maybe get 2 tempuras at the same time to make sure you get that pair. And the last thing I talk about is the pudding. And the way the puddings work is when you take them and reveal them, you will put them on the side at the end of the round, as those will not be scored immediately. The puddings are the only card that you'll actually keep from round to round until the end of the game, in which case they will score with the person who has the most and the least pudding. The person who has pudding will gain 6 points. The person with the least amount of puddings will get negative 6 points. And if you don't have any puddings at the end of the game, it is counted as having the least. And the person who has the most points wins the game. And that's how you play Sushi Go. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.